Hey everybody, Don here again, and welcome back to Ragged Edge Lure Works. Wow, 500 subscribers kind of snuck up on me. I don't even remember what it was last time I looked, but it wasn't anywhere close, and this morning, 509. So it's time to do another giveaway paint job. This is what I'm going to paint today. This is a 5-inch jointed glide bait. I like these. I painted up a bunch of these. You'll see it in a future video. Painted them up in my perch pattern. But today, for this video, I'm going to paint these up. I'm going to paint 2 of them, and I'm going to paint them up in a pattern that was, I was inspired by my buddy Chris over at Mr. Tightlines. This is going to be kind of a golden shiner, fall fish kind of a cross. And I'm going to paint 2 of them different, but similar. So let me show you what I'm going to do. All right, well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start off painting them both in opaque black. And then I'm going to wrap one of them up in this fine mesh and the other one up in this heavier duty mesh. And then I'm going to cover them with pearlized gold. The bottoms will get some pearl white after I'm done getting the scales on them. And then I'll probably do the fins with a real light mix of this Candy 2.0 red, just really lightly. And then I may do a little bit here on the gills. We're going to darken up the back. I'm not exactly sure what. I think my plan is to use this Shifters, which is a dark green tin. I thought that would look kind of cool on the back. I'll probably do a little gill work with that as well. So stick around. Let's get to painting. All right. Well, I mixed up some opaque black with some 4011 and some 4030, and had to make sure the brush was clear because I haven't painted in a while. Here we go. Ooh, I got my stencil buried under all my stuff. Okay, so I'm going to use this to help protect the tail portion. Oh, a little far away from that tail. I want to get a little closer. There we go. Do that side, and I'll do this side, and then we'll flip them over and do it the other way. All right. Same thing. There we go. All right, let's give that side a heat set. All right, so you see I've got them both wrapped in mesh. This heavier mesh, I don't know, might be a little much, but we'll see. When I paint these, I'm going to cover up the gill area with my thumb, just to keep the paint there to a minimum. And then here's the finer mesh. I think I'm going to like this one better, but we'll see. I'm going to do them both the same. Mixed up some pearlized copper with some reducer and some 4030. So hopefully we got the mix right. All right, get some on my thumb. No biggie. All right, here we go, and I'm going to try to keep it away from the tail as well. I'm going to do each one of them one side at a time before I heat set them. All right, let's give that a heat set, and we'll put on a second coat. And heat set that. All right, well, the big reveal. Let's see what these scales are gonna look like. Whew, that's a big scale. I kind of suspected it would be, but this is a good size bait, so that's not terrible. I'm not, totally disappointed in that. Once we get the other colors on there, I think it's gonna look pretty good. Let's look at this finer one. I got a feeling this one's gonna look better. Oh man, this one didn't, I don't really like the way this one came out at all. I guess I didn't have the mesh tight enough or something, because it looks like a lot of paint bled underneath that. Well, that black will pop a little bit more when we get the True Coat epoxy on it. I also got a little careless with the paint here on the tail. It's not going to hurt anything, but not thrilled with the way this one came out. All right, so now we're going to put some white, pearl white on the belly, blend that up a little bit, and then we'll do something with the back. All right, mixed up a little pearl white, a little reducer, a little 40-30, as per usual now. Any water that's in there. All right, let's come across the... Sorry, I'm going to block you with my hands a little bit. Yeah, that's might be a little thin. All right, we're going to dry that, and then we're going to come up the sides just a little bit. All right, let's see if we can come up the sides just a little bit. A little bit more on the belly. That's not too bad. And I'm out of paint. Let's heat set. So I ran out of paint, and that pearl white over the black looks kind of silvery, so I want to put a little bit more pearl white on the bellies of these things, just to try to get the white color a little bit more than that silvery color. Not that the silvery looks bad with the gold, but it's not kind of what I wanted to do. All right, here we go. All right, so I made up a couple of stencils out of tape. So I'm gonna be putting some tape on these things. So before I do that, I mixed up some UVLS just to protect the bodies. I'm gonna turn the fan on because this stuff is potent, so sorry for the noise. Just going to let that dry on its own, and then we'll put a second coat on it. Okay, so I made up these stencils just with some tape. I did this on a blank that hadn't been painted. They're for these fins, and because a lot of you guys send me tips, putting the UVLS before I put the tape on was a tip that was given to me. I think this one was from Chuck over at Indie Jeep Lover. he also advised me on how he mixes his Candy 2.0. So he says 1 part of Candy 2.0 to 3 parts of UVL, no, 6 parts of UVLS. Sorry, Chuck. So I'm going to mix some of this up, and I'm just going to hit that really fine. I don't want it to be overpowering or opaque or anything. So let's get this mixed up, and then I'll do that. All right, so I've mixed this up. Like I said, I'm just a little bit of it, and I'm just gonna hit it really, really lightly. Hopefully, yeah. It's so light, it's actually not giving me a whole lot of color, and that's fine, because I really just want the hint of a fin. And you know, fall fish have kind of a pinkish hue to their fins, so let's hope this just comes out really light. And let's flip this one over. And I think I like it. We'll see when I uncover it. All right. The big mini reveal. Yeah. I like it. It came out just light enough. The ink is, yeah, it looks really good. All right. Well, I didn't show you, but I also made up some other stencils because I just wanted to get a touch of red on that. Now I'm going to put the this stuff down the back and around the face, and I think we'll be done. All right, last step, paint wise anyhow, is I'm going to try this dark green to tin. We're going to come down the back and a little bit around the nose and the eyes. We're going to start with this one first just to see how it looks. I'm going to bleed some of that over onto that gold, but most of it's going to be on the black. This stuff is so thin. Oof. Let's crank that down just a little bit. That's a kind of cool look. Really kind of a not too far from being a natural look. I like it. A couple more drops. Come down the sides just a little bit to get a little bit of that black. And a little bit around the nose. Yeah, let's heat set that. All right, I just got these cool eyes. I really like the way these things look with those eyes. We're going to put some clear coat on them and get them on the rotisserie. All right, well, here is the semi-finished product, because obviously I have not put hooks on these yet, but yeah, which one do you like? This is the one that I used the small fine mesh on and kind of bled over, but it really looks a little more natural. The top one is obviously the heavy-duty mesh. So how do you win one of these? Simple. All you got to do is be a subscriber, like the video, and leave me a comment, any comment. And a week from the day this posts, I will post up another video using the random comment picker, and we'll pick a winner. If you're the winner, you just got to reach out to me via email. Send me your mailing address, and I will get your choice of one of these out to you ASAP. All right. Good luck, everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Peace.